What's up, guys? Trade recap. Sorry for looking the way that I do on the camera right now. This is the one time of the day where the sun decides it is going to be centered directly in front of my one window in my office, which is directly in front of me. And even with my blinds shut completely, it still manages to slip through and make me look like a fucking zebra. But I do not want you guys to be focused on me in this video because we're going to be going over the trades that we took today, which we took two of. 1L, 1 dub, pretty much ending break even on the day, and we pretty much ended break even on the week, technically up a little bit. According to the strat, up $120. However, on my actual accounts, I am up significantly more just because I have been trading the PM session a lot, have been taking some scalps. My Top Step account, I actually didn't trade Monday or Tuesday because I was waiting for a payout to get confirmed and hit my bank account. So I didn't trade on those 2 days, which coincidentally, or I guess I should say just luckily for me, actually kind of not saved my account, but Tuesday was my biggest losing day this week. So not having traded on it on Tuesday actually kind of worked out in my favor. But yeah, let's just go ahead and go over the trades that we took today. The first one was going to be all right, let's just replay. Going into market open, I was bearish. Got below this low, looking for a setup right here. Nothing. Looking for a pullback. No, there's a pullback. Let's see if we get a setup. No. Okay, possibly can get one here. And or actually, no, we didn't. Because right here, this was the pullback. Then we closed really good candle right here. Then I had a limit order set for right there. Right? Actually, no, I didn't because that was too far gone. Okay, yeah, didn't even get a setup there. I guess if you counted, so one thing I don't do, I actually saw someone in the Discord take this setup, was they counted this as their pullback candle. Now, what I do is I pretty much count the most recent green candle as the pullback candle. But what I saw someone in the Discord do today, and they got a setup, and this ended up hitting full TP, was he stayed using this as the pullback candle even after this one printed. So we went one candle, and then two, got below here, and then he filled right there with his stop loss right there, I believe. And this thing actually ran to hit full TP. That was really good, but that's personally just not what I do. I wait for the most recent, in this case, the most recent green candle to be my pullback candle. Right here, almost got a really good setup again. Well, actually A plus setup. Right, we got our pullback candle. Next two candles both wicked below it. This one closed right here. What did I do right here? Made sure this was less than 20 points. It was. Just barely. I set a limit order for right there to get filled. And we did not get filled. Unfortunately, we just fucking dumped. Dumped as hard as we could, and that would have been a great trade to get filled on. Didn't end up taking it. Anyway, still looking for a setup right here. What happens as well? We literally missed another setup. This has been a pretty common theme this week. It's happened a lot more. All right, there we go. The sun finally decided to fuck off. Thank you very much. Sorry. But, yeah, one thing I noticed was that we were having a lot more missed setups this week than like when I was testing. So right here, after this candle close, I had a limit order set right here for shorts. Next candle comes, doesn't fill us, and we came 7 points away. Today was definitely an abnormal day. We were just dumping. The thing is, bro, this has just become such a common occurrence. I feel like this has just started to happen like at least once or twice a week where we just open and we just dump like this, bro. It's crazy. It's really hard to get an entry on. I have to turn the exposure up on my camera. I don't think I can do it while it's recording, but yeah, it's hard to get a setup, especially on the smaller time frame, or really any time frame. When looks like I spoke too soon. I'm back to zebra mode. But when the market is just dumping like this, I mean, this is from 10:03 to 10:30. So in less than 30 minutes, we dumped around 240 points, dude. Right? This is not normal. It's very hard to catch a good setup in trades like this. Now, you know, there's a fine medium between a good trend and choppiness, because you don't want price to be too choppy, but you also don't want price to just straight dump with literally what looks like no pullback. If I even go on the 1 minute time frame, you can see there's barely any green candles, and it was just insane. Anyway, we did end up getting a trade today, which was right here. So this was my pullback candle. Next candle, wanted to see it wick below there. It does. Now, even though we closed with this big bottom wick, about a 15-point bottom wick, this body was fully engulfing pretty much my pullback candle. And the fact that it even got that low to begin with, and also the fact that, like I said, I was just having an extremely bearish sentiment at this point in time, waiting for a pullback to get into some shorts, I was willing to actually go ahead and set a limit order right there for shorts. Full size on this one. Stop loss was 24 points. So a smaller trade, but we were full size. So went in 4 micros on this thing. Got filled right there. Take profit 1 hit right there. And full TP also hit right there. So that was a full TP trade that we hit a full size. That was about a $300 dub. So that was great. And then another setup comes. Actually, had an order right here for another short setup. Just barely. And when I say barely, didn't get filled by literally 2 fucking ticks. I mean it. And that's tragic because this thing actually dumped even more and would have hit first TP. Anyway, I ended up taking my second short setup. So I took that 1 dub right there. Ended up taking my second short right here. Yeah. Wasn't going to flip bullish probably until we got around, you know, like above this area. So still super bearish. Got a plus setup right here. Actually, A plus pullback candle. Green, the latest green one. Boom, wick below right there. I filled at the close of that candle. This was such a good setup. I was so confident in this. And look how close we came to fucking take profit, bro. 4 points away. And then we ended up getting stopped out. And the most tragic thing is, dude, look at what happens next. Boom. That's unfortunate. Really nothing I could do about it. Looking back at it, I'm not mad at all that I took this trade. That was a great setup. We came extremely close to take profit. Unfortunately, just pumped a little bit off that low of day. Barely got stopped out. And then this thing ran. You could say market makers were watching my screen. Maybe they were. If they did, then, you know, whatever. They got me. But we're still ending up technically green on the week. I did pretty good this week. Like I said, I was actually trading on PM hours and stuff like that. So I actually ended up a pretty good amount on my accounts. But even just trading the strat ended up technically green, not by much. I'm considering it pretty much a break-even week, which for this week's, I'm not going to say that price action was bad this week. I actually don't think that it was at all. But I do know that a lot of people struggled this week. Like I said, I've been saying it. I think trading right now in general is just difficult. But it's like I feel like we're literally in ranked lobbies, and I can't wait till we go back to casual. Like when I first started trading, I remember. But I mean, yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. Also, we're going crazy right now on YouTube, so thank you guys so much for the support. Make sure to check out my strat video for a full in-depth tutorial on exactly how I've been trading. Really hoping next week we can have a banger week. I'm not mad at all that we had a break-even week. This was my first week live trading this new strat, and, you know, didn't do bad, didn't do great. Sometimes in trading, weeks like that happen. I would much rather be break-even than down on the week. So that's always the way I look at it. Whether I have a break-even day or a break-even week, I'm always like, dude, I would rather be break-even than be down. It is just better, you know, preserving capital is important. That's what people, you know, you guys don't realize. Go for the base hits, man. Stop going for the home runs every single day. That's how I've started to make more money with trading. I've started to actually start getting payouts, actually start making money with trading when I started to focus on just getting in base hits and not just hitting home runs, man. I'm only risking, you know, a maximum of $320 on my 50K accounts per trade. And that's a maximum trade, which doesn't really happen often. I'd say on average, I'm probably risking around $220 to $250 per trade, which is very little. So, you know, I saw the most success in my trading when I won found and created a model that I was very confident in and strictly followed my rules. And 2, de-risk myself to the point where it didn't affect me psychologically when I was in a trade. And just de-risk myself to the point where, I felt very comfortable trading, and I didn't have any of those outside factors, those emotions kind of getting in the way or interfering with the way that I was trading. De-risking is the best. I literally trade with 2 to 4 micros, guys. That's really all you need. You can make a couple $100 every single week. $600-$700 weeks. That's all you need, man. If you go for $200 to $300, $400 profit a day, maybe like even less than that, 400 is kind of high. Like I had like a 600 or 700, or I had like around a $600 day on Thursday, and I consider that a really, really, really good day. Anything green, I consider to be good. And, the lower you set your expectation, the problem is it's all social media and stuff, and like the numbers, man, you get so wrapped up in like how, like, just trying to make so much fucking money right out of the fucking gate so fast, bro. And Steph said it, Habibi said it, even Zaim, he's really started to go crazy. Man's taking giant payouts, and like they'll all say, like, every one that I've talked to, it's just like scalability in trading is all about just having multiple accounts, not sizing up your position to the point where you're over leveraging and over risking, and risk management is just super important. So make sure that you are risking properly. But yeah, guys, with that being said, little break even week. Like I said, technically up, but I'm just considering a break even. I think we had like a 60% win rate this week. So like I said, not the absolute best, but we're going to keep on pushing forward. We're going to be trading the same way starting next week on Monday. So yeah, guys, that's it. Make sure to sub if you aren't already. Like the video. See you guys later. Peace.